The simple act of chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo opens a door within us, a door to believing in our own unlimited potential. When we sit in front of the Gohanzen and begin to chant, something remarkable happens. Our doubts start to fade, and our inner strength begins to shine through. This transformation isn't magic, but it feels magical when we experience it. As Nichiren Daishonin wrote in a letter to one of his followers, winter always turns to spring. These words remind us that no matter how dark things might seem, we have the power within us to create positive change. Think about a time when you felt stuck or unsure of yourself. Maybe you faced a big challenge at school or had a fight with a friend. These moments can make us feel small and powerless. But when we chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, we tap into something bigger than our current troubles. We connect with what Nichiren called our Buddha nature, the pure, bright essence that exists in every single person. The Buddha dwells within our own mind, Nichiren taught. This means that the power to overcome our doubts and believe in ourselves isn't something we need to search for outside ourselves. It's already there, waiting to be awakened through our practice. Many people wonder why chanting these words, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, can have such a powerful effect on our self-belief. The answer lies in understanding what these words mean. Myoho represents the wonderful law of life itself, while Renge is the lotus flower that blooms pure and beautiful even in muddy water. When we chant, we're reminding ourselves that like the lotus, we can rise above any difficulty and reveal our true beauty. A young student once wrote to Nichiren expressing doubt about their abilities. In response, Nichiren shared the story of the Dragon King's daughter from the Lotus Sutra. This young girl, despite facing many who doubted her, believed in her own Buddha nature and achieved enlightenment. Her story teaches us that anyone, regardless of age, background, or current circumstances, can tap into their incredible inner potential. Chanting helps us see ourselves differently. Instead of focusing on our limitations, we start to recognize our strengths. The ancient Buddha, Shakyamuni, taught that every person has the potential for enlightenment. This means that you reading these words right now, have unlimited possibilities within you. Sometimes when we chant, we might not feel different right away. That's normal. As one wise teacher explained, it's like watering a plant. We don't see the roots growing stronger underground, but with consistent care, the plant eventually produces beautiful flowers. Our faith in ourselves grows the same way, gradually but steadily through consistent practice. There's a famous passage where Nichiren writes, "The stronger one's faith, the greater the protection of the gods." While this might sound mysterious, it's really about the power of believing in yourself. When we have faith in our Buddha nature, we naturally make better choices and attract positive opportunities. The practice of chanting gives us quiet time to look inside ourselves. In our busy world, we rarely take time to just be still and connect with our inner wisdom. But when we chant, we create that space. We might start our practice feeling worried or unsure, but as we continue chanting, something shifts. Our breathing becomes calmer, our minds clearer, and our hearts more confident. Think of it like cleaning a mirror. When dust covers a mirror, we can't see our reflection clearly. Negative thoughts and self-doubt are like that dust, clouding our view of our true potential. Chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo is like wiping away that dust, letting us see our genuine selves more clearly. One of the most beautiful things about this practice is how it helps us turn our struggles into strength. There's a concept in Buddhism called changing poison into medicine. This means that our challenges, rather than defeating us, can become the very things that help us grow stronger. When we chant about our problems, we often find new ways to look at them. Solutions appear that we couldn't see before. A story from the Lotus Sutra tells of a poor man who carried a precious jewel sewn into his robe without knowing it. He lived in poverty, unaware of the treasure he possessed. This story represents how we often forget about our own inner wealth, our Buddha nature. Chanting helps us rediscover this precious treasure within ourselves. The more we practice, the more natural it becomes to believe in ourselves. It's like building a muscle. Each time we chant, our faith grows a little stronger. We start to notice small changes at first. Maybe we feel more confident speaking up in class, or we worry less about what others think of us. Over time, These small changes add up to major transformations in how we see ourselves. Nichiren wrote, "When you embrace the Gohanzen, you should pray for whatever your heart desires." This teaching encourages us to be honest about our hopes and dreams. Through chanting, we develop the courage to not only acknowledge what we want but to believe we deserve it and can achieve it. It's important to remember that believing in yourself doesn't mean becoming selfish or arrogant. Instead, it means recognizing your unique value and contribution to the world. As we gain confidence through our practice, we naturally want to help others do the same. This creates a beautiful cycle of positive change that spreads far beyond ourselves. The practice also helps us handle setbacks differently. Instead of seeing failures as proof of our limitations, we learn to view them as temporary challenges that we can overcome. Nichiren himself faced numerous hardships but maintained unshakable faith in the power of Myoho Renge Kyo. His example shows us that believing in ourselves doesn't mean life will always be easy. It means we'll have the strength to handle whatever comes our way. When we chant regularly, we start to notice something interesting. Our definition of believing in myself evolves. At first, it might mean believing we can pass a test or make new friends. But as our practice deepens, it expands to include believing in our capacity to make a positive difference in the world. We begin to see that our happiness and the happiness of others are connected. There's a wonderful passage where Nichiren compares faith to the light of the moon reflected in water. Just as the moon's reflection can appear in even the smallest puddle, our Buddha nature can shine through in even our smallest actions when we believe in ourselves. This image reminds us that every moment is an opportunity to express our highest potential. The practice of chanting Myoho Renge Kyo gives us something precious. A way to actively build our self-belief rather than waiting for it to somehow develop on its own. It's like having a key that unlocks our inner strength whenever we need it. No matter where we are or what we're facing, we can chant and reconnect with our Buddha nature. As we continue our practice, we discover that believing in ourselves isn't just about achieving goals or solving problems. It's about embracing who we truly are and recognizing the unique gifts we bring to the world. Through chanting Myoho Renge Kyo, we nurture this deep and lasting faith in ourselves, one day at a time. One of the most powerful aspects of chanting Myoho Renge Kyo is how it helps us handle our inner critic, that voice inside that sometimes tells us we're not good enough. Through our practice, we learn to recognize these negative thoughts not as truth, but as temporary clouds passing through the sky of our mind. Just as Nichiren wrote, "When the sky is clear, the sun naturally shines forth." Our inner brightness naturally emerges when we clear away these doubts through chanting. Many people notice that when they first start chanting, memories of past failures or disappointments might surface. This is actually a good sign. It means the practice is helping us face our fears and doubts rather than running from them. As one Buddhist teacher explained, the darker the night, the nearer the dawn. When these difficult feelings come up during chanting, we're getting closer to breaking through to a stronger sense of self-belief. The Lotus Sutra tells us about a bodhisattva named Never Disparaging, who saw the Buddha nature in every person he met, even those who mocked or attacked him. His story teaches us something important about believing in ourselves. True self-belief includes believing in others too. When we chant Myoho Renge Kyo, we're not just building confidence in ourselves, we're developing a deeper understanding of the dignity and potential in all life. Sometimes people ask why we need to chant every day. Nichiren answered this question beautifully when he wrote, "Drill through even a stone wall, and you will penetrate it." This means that consistency in our practice helps us break through even the toughest barriers of self-doubt. Each time we sit down to chant, we're drilling a little deeper through those walls that hold us back from believing in ourselves fully. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. At first, you might doubt you'll ever be able to balance without training wheels. But with practice, what seemed impossible becomes natural. Building faith in ourselves through chanting works the same way. Each session strengthens our spiritual muscles until believing in ourselves becomes as natural as breathing. Nichiren shared a powerful insight when he wrote, "The heart is like a mirror. Just as a mirror reflects whatever is placed before it, our lives tend to reflect our deepest beliefs about ourselves." When we chant Myoho Renge Kyo, we're placing the highest truth, our Buddha nature, before the mirror of our heart. Gradually, our lives begin to reflect this greater reality. One particularly encouraging aspect of this practice is how it helps us turn weaknesses into strengths. Maybe you've always thought of yourself as too shy, too loud, too sensitive, or too something else. Through chanting, we begin to see these traits not as flaws to fix, but as unique aspects of ourselves that can become sources of value. For example, sensitivity can become compassion, and shyness can become thoughtfulness. The practice also helps us understand that believing in ourselves doesn't mean we'll never have doubts or fears. Instead, it means we develop the courage to move forward despite those feelings. As one passage in the Lotus Sutra states, the true entity of all phenomena can only be understood through faith. This means that sometimes we need to believe first, and then understanding follows. When we chant regularly, we start to notice subtle but important changes in how we talk to ourselves. Instead of, I can't, we might find ourselves thinking, how can I? Instead of, I'm not good enough, we might think, I'm learning and growing. These shifts might seem small, but they make a huge difference in how we approach challenges and opportunities. Remember, the purpose of chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo isn't to become a different person, it's to reveal who we truly are beneath our doubts and fears. As Nichiren taught, the Buddha nature is like the moon in the sky, while illusions are like the clouds that obscure it. Our practice helps clear away those clouds so our natural brightness can shine through. As we continue chanting and strengthening our self-belief, we often find that our goals and dreams expand. Things that once seemed out of reach start to feel possible. This isn't because the practice makes things magically easier, rather, it helps us tap into courage and wisdom we didn't know we had. We begin to understand what Nichiren meant when he wrote, "A sword is useless in the hands of a coward." When we believe in ourselves, we can make better use of all our capabilities. This journey of building faith in ourselves through chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo is both personal and universal. While each person's experience is unique, we're all capable of awakening to our highest potential. As you continue your practice, remember that every time you sit down to chant, you're nurturing the seeds of unshakable self-belief. Like a garden tended with care and patience, your faith in yourself will grow stronger and more beautiful with each passing day.